Hi everyone, and welcome to your Daily Woo. So this is Thursday, and we've been talking the last 3 days about the Mars-Saturn square, the relationship that Mars and Saturn are having in the sky until January, and how it could affect us and how we can use it to really create something lasting and sustainable for ourselves that also quenches our ambition and our desire. Now, Saturn is often where we feel blocked. And this is a place where also where it is in our chart when we were born, in our natal chart. And if you would like to go further into this and see specifically where these planets land in your own natal chart, please contact me. You can see the services tab at thegoodwoo.org, or you can just email me info@thegoodwoo.org, and I can explain to you what the sessions are and how it all works. Wherever Saturn was when you were born is where you sort of feel like the most unabled, where the most restrictions, blockages, hardships come in. But when you master it, right? This word of like adulting, when you become mature with it, when you really cross the T's and dot the I's in that area of your house, it becomes kind of like a Jupiter. It becomes like a place of great fortune and productivity. So Saturn is going and has been working in the collective as, this whole shutdown really, and blockages from, the government or bureaucracy, the red tape. So this is an idea how to cope with it instead of like raging against the machine. And this has to do with any kind of blockages we receive, whether that's fear, because Saturn does represent fear. So like fears that we have to maybe follow through in our ambitions, fears we have to exert our will or take action, is to look at everything with curiosity, right? The curiosity of a child. So a problem comes up, and because Mars represents like our youth, our youthful side, a problem comes up, and instead of, just succumbing to the pressure that may flow around, being blocked and being told no, what if you look at the blockage as it's just a diversion, and you have to be like the kid with a puzzle or like playing a video game? You have to figure out, okay, well, how do I work around that? What is the next step if I can't go this direction? What is the other path that could open for me? And to really see it like a game. It's kind of like, beavers, they build their homes and nests, and it creates a dam, and then the water has to divert itself around it. That's what I'm talking about. You want to think outside of the box and think, okay, how can I work around this blockage to still be taking steps to get what it is that I want, or create what I want? Now, the other thing with Saturn and this Mars energy is that you may feel fearful of your own anger. And it's interesting, I was just doing a session with a client, and so often we project our fear of ourselves onto other people or onto institutions, governments, groups, whatever it is, because it's easier to fear something outside of yourself than to admit that there are parts of yourself that you don't know. So because Saturn has been moving in the sky with Pluto, which is all about deep excavation work, it's about letting go of the old trauma, it's about looking at it to let it go, because that's what we have to do. In deep trauma, you have to reintegrate those moments you froze in fear and shock to heal. And that's what we've been asked to do as a collective, but also personally. So with Saturn and Pluto moving together like this, it's like the deeper you look at your fears, which will ultimately come back to yourself, the more on top of life you are going to be, the more powerful you're going to be, the more disciplined you're going to be. You're going to be able to like get off on that sense of structure and working hard, because the only thing I think that really stops us is our fear of what happens if you do become super successful. What happens if you do have all the money you thought you wanted? the fear is, will I still be a good person, right? So it's the belief that other people are what we fear that is the lie, because it's so often ourselves. And also when it comes back to this anger of Mars that we're experiencing, that too. So often, we project our anger upon other people, institutions, whatever, situations, when in truth we're angry at ourselves. And if we can work with it on that intimate level, if we can work with fear and anger as literally our companions that show us how much we know ourselves or how much we've been denying ourselves, then there's no one who will ever have power or control over you. So it's the fear of that wild feminine within us taking over and creating chaos in our life. So I'll link that video here is to get to know that part of yourself, because if you watch that, then you'll understand the energy of Lilith, or this divine feminine, the wild feminine, the rebellious feminine is in each and every one of us. And hey, it has actually been traveling with Mars these last couple of months. So not only does Mars have this power, but it's alongside this rebellious, wild, feminine, cannot be put in a box energy. So that's what we're all experience as we're restricted. So how to use that energy? How to use that energy productively is to get out in nature. Howl at the moon, run outdoors, camping, swimming in the ocean, embracing the power of waves if you can get to the ocean. That's the kind of energy of that wild feminine. And just really owning that you have that part of yourself, that part that wants to say F it, right? And just not listen to authority and do your own thing. So you have to find pockets of where you can do that in your life so you don't project it on other people, right? So where can you be rebellious right now in a harmonious way, meaning in a way that won't, destruct your relationships or burn bridges? And to remember that Saturn is here to teach us self-mastery. That's part of what it does, that energy, that vibration. And self-mastery is making peace with your own power so that you are not giving it away to anyone or anything else. If you need help doing that, I do one-on-one sessions, and you can email me, like I said, at info@thegoodwoo.org. Thank you all so much for viewing, and I wish you a beautiful day. Till tomorrow.